Hi, this is Oscar, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about social media and the communication tools that you can find available within the social media, or new media as you want to call it, and how you can leverage these tools to communicate your message. Primarily, I'm addressing HIEs and specifically the LBNH organization. LBNH is led by Laura Landry, and you can find their website at lbnh.org. Their main obstacle right now is getting the word out there to the people that need to hear about this. So during the planning committee meeting that we had today, we had the challenge that it is difficult and time consuming and expensive to reach out to people that need to hear about this message. So what I would like to propose is that you guys start using social media. Social media consists of a wide range of different tools. It doesn't mean Twitter, it doesn't mean Facebook, and it doesn't mean blogs. It's a conglomerate of all that stuff that's out there. So how do you start using it? Well, first, you need to use the networks that you're already a part of. I noticed some of you, for example, are part of LinkedIn, and if you've never heard of it, then I recommend that you sign up for it. LinkedIn is a professional network. LinkedIn also has a very nice system to reach out to people that may not be in your network, and it uses social capital to leverage those connections. So for example, if I wanted to talk to Laura Landry, and I'm part of another HIE in Northern California, but Laura is not in my network, how would I go about adding her? Well, I can look into my network and look for somebody that's already have a connection with Laura and request that they introduce me to her. This does two things. One, it legitimizes the fact that you're a real person, that you have a real interest on Laura or whoever you're looking for. And two, it uses a person that you both know to vouch for yourself and show that you're not just a marketer, you're not just somebody trying to sell something, and that your connection will add value to their professional life or their professional career. And as well as, common goals and shared interest. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, get one, get it set up, and if you have any questions, let me know. Another thing that you can do is, once you've established your core group of people that will consist, for example, of your hospital, the heads of your hospitals, the people in government, people in legislation, and activists, journalists, then you can reach out to the consumer. The consumers also may be found on LinkedIn, but most likely you're going to find them in more casual networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and most definitely in their blogs. So there's a tier approach that you must take to approaching your consumers. I would suggest that you approach the people that produce content first. These are the bloggers. These are the people that talk about healthcare, that talk about their own area of expertise. So for example, one of the topics that was mentioned was behavioral healthcare. I think this is more in the lines of mental health care and other healthcare that may not be covered by the stimulus package and the new reform that's coming through, in the next couple of years. So how do you reach out to these people? Well, some of these people are passionate about what they do, and they're right about it. They write in their blogs. They tell their friends what they're doing. They put pictures. They put all kinds of things that people are interested in. So you need to reach out to those people and invite them to join your cause. And how do you do that? Well, you don't just invite them to say, hey, Long Beach Network for Health is doing this, come join us. Make a specific task for them to do. For example, invite 5 bloggers to your next meeting and ask them to write about it. Ask them to give you their opinions, and let them do it in their blogs. Let them do it in their Twitter account. Let them put the word out there, and don't add restrictions. One of the biggest problems I find with when people decide to join a social media strategy is that they want to control everything, and they have this corporate mentality that, we have our message, we have to tell people what to do, what to say, what can be said, what cannot be said. And the reality is that you don't have that control. If you think you do, then you're going to be disillusioned. Nobody has control over that. We, as the people, we control the message that goes out there, and it's up to you to make that message be a positive message. What are some of the other tools that you can use to address these issues, the communication specifically? Well, I mentioned LinkedIn and blogs. You want to reach out in LinkedIn to your professional network and to people that will add executive value to your organization. 2 is bloggers and blogs. These are the journalists. These are the people that go home at night and in a couple of hours they write a post about whatever interests them. They're the content producers, and if you haven't heard of blogs, then you need to get up to speed with internet and technology, because they are huge. Google loves them, and Google will index blogs more often than a corporate website, which means they will be in tune with what's going on out there in almost real time. Then you also need to get a Twitter account. I know some of you don't believe in Twitter. I know some of you don't even know what Twitter is. But I recommend that you spend a good 10-15 minutes, 1, creating an account and getting set up, and 2, spend a good hour or so reading about Twitter, listening, and devising a strategy on how you're going to come up with a good Twitter strategy. You don't want to just come out there and start using Twitter with no purpose or no direction. In fact, it can be detrimental. It can be really bad for you if you simply get a Twitter account and start talking without really knowing the etiquette, the purpose, and why is it that you're tweeting. It is important to know those things before you start, so make sure you're well versed on etiquette, primarily etiquette. Now, with that said, there's lots of people out there already that I personally follow, for example, that are in the healthcare industry. There's healthcare chief information officers, there's doctors, there's physicians, there's nurses, and there's also patients, there's activists at certain costs. For example, just the past 2 days, our governor, Schwarzenegger, I can't ever say his name, he posted a little thing about an apartment building in Monrovia that's given people with disabilities a ultimatum to leave and has canceled their lease. I follow our governor's Twitter feed. So when he posts something that's of interest, I'm most likely going to read it and probably tell my friends about it, which is exactly what I did. It means that 1 million people got that message within a minute or 2 from when he posted it. Not only is that huge as a PR strategy, but imagine the reach that you have once you have a large number of followers. And the best part about it is that these people have chosen to follow you. It's called permission marketing. This is permission-based marketing. Think of the old school, the old way of doing business and doing marketing. You know, you have your newspaper, your magazine, TV, and radio. You go out and you pay exorbitant amounts to put your ad on those pages. And what does that mean for the consumer? When they're reading their magazine, their morning paper, watching TV or listening to the radio, they are blasted with these commercials, with these advertisements that most likely don't apply to them, and most likely they don't care or want to hear about it. That's called intrusion. You're intruding their space, you're intruding their time, and you're bothering them for all intents and purposes. Permission-based marketing works the other way around. You have a message that you have out there, and you have somebody that decides that your message is important, your message is worth listening to, so they have to go and find you. They have to go and follow you and pay attention to what you have to say. In other words, you're inviting them, and whether they come or not is their business. But once they're in there, once they've decided to follow you, you have their ear. They're paying attention. So this is much more effective than any marketing campaign you can imagine. Traditional media such as magazines, TV, and all that stuff. So don't worry too much about the budget. Worry about your strategy. Worry about maintaining your message and making it consistent. And ultimately, actually, the most important part of this whole thing is for you to listen to your audience. Reach out to bloggers and make sure that you are listening.